everybody. We're back again to talk some NCAA college football. We are already past week one. Man, it just seems like it.
Yep.
But we are past week one.
So provided some interesting storylines.
Yeah, we're going to do a little recap on week one, talk about what happened, and then we will jump into week two and do little predictions about what we think might be happening. So we will go ahead and jump right in it, of course, with we will start out with number one in the country, Miami.
Gets smoked.
Man, Alabama.
They look just as good as they did last year.
They might look better than they did last year.
That's scary.
They went in there and just manhandled them. I mean, just took it to them.
You ever heard of the phrase "roll tide"?
They rolled them. Yeah,
they rolled them like a
44
bakery item.
Smack Talk got them 44-13.
The U is back.
Well, they actually might be a decent team, and Alabama just may be that good.
But Alabama's just Alabama.
Alabama's Alabama. We had Tulane at Oklahoma. Almost beat Oklahoma. That was surprising.
Yep, because Tulane almost beat Oklahoma. That defense, people have been saying that defense was supposed to be one of the best in college football.
They gave up 35 points to Tulane. It was 40-35.
You don't win a championship and give up 35 points.
And Tulane had a chance to win the game. Really, they just couldn't.
They just couldn't.
They just couldn't pull it together. Yeah,
but Spencer Rattler threw a couple of interceptions in this game, and he's supposed to be a Heisman candidate, so he'll have to work on that.
Yeah, Rattler didn't look as good as he should have. No, we'll jump on down. Number 3 and number 5 played each other, and man, what a game!
What an interesting contest this was.
Each team had 3 offensive points. The reason Georgia won
was because of a pick 6
defense.
And we will get to that right away because Georgia's defense was absolutely fantastic.
That's the best defensive game I've seen in a long time. And to beat game 1.
And Georgia looked
that good? Dag nab. I mean,
dog nab.
They look like dog nabbit. They look like the old Alabama teams with just a cloud of dust and defense.
Yeah, it's like Kirby Smart is learning from his mentor.
I think he's trying to pull back the mid 2000 Alabama teams because that was an impressive defensive performance there. The offense didn't look very good, but of course Clemson's got a pretty good decent defense. So you got to give it to Georgia there.
Georgia needs to fix the offense if they want to be a championship contender.
Yes, they definitely got to fix the offense because the offense did not look good at all. We'll jump to number 4, Ohio State playing at Minnesota.
It was closer than anybody really expected.
It was 45-31, and Ohio State, they had a little bit of trouble there. They had a little bit of trouble out of Minnesota.
Although their highly projected quarterback, C.J. Stroud, did throw some deep ball touchdowns. He struggled in the first half.
Yeah, but, that is a younger
quarterback.
So we'll jump into number 6. We had Texas A&M taking on Kent State. That was 41-10. That was just about what we thought it would be.
Like we expected, but the alarming thing, though, that they need to fix is their quarterback threw 3 interceptions in that big win.
Yeah, so you got to watch out for that. You don't want the picks.
You don't want the turnover problem be a problem all year.
Oh, so talking about problems, number 7, Iowa State almost lost to Northern Iowa
from the FCS.
From the FCS, it was 16-10.
Good heavens!
That was
a shocker.
A shocker, yes.
And a confusing game for a team that's ranked in the top 10.
I think maybe number 7's a little overrated.
Maybe for Iowa State, probably.
Oh, no. Now, one team that wasn't overrated is number 8, Cincinnati.
And they beat the
dog crap out of their rival, Miami of Ohio, 49-14.
Exactly where Cincinnati wanted to start off.
Yeah, that's what number 7 should have looked like, yeah. We'll jump on down to number 9, which was a Sunday game. Notre Dame at Florida State. That was a fantastic game. Yeah,
went into overtime. The team's playing hard.
The Florida State quarterback came in off the bench that had been out of football for over 1,000 days because of injury, and would come in and spark the team and brought them back from 20 points down.
One coaching mistake ruined any attempt of a win for Florida State.
Yeah, their coach iced their own kicker. Why would you ice your own kicker? He made a 50-yard field goal, but no, you got to call timeout while he's kicking.
Yep.
And it iced him, and then he came back and missed a 34-yard or something.
Well, I don't understand the point. They got to fix that problem.
For a fantastic game, it was really sad to see it in that way. But it was really nice seeing that quarterback come off the bench and play like that.
It's nice to see that Florida State has a pulse as a program now.
Now, and just like Iowa State was overrated at number 7, North Carolina was number 10.
And
lost.
They probably performed the worst out of almost all the top 10 teams.
Now, lost 17-10.
With a team with a highly touted NFL quarterback prospect, Sam Howell, at the quarterback position.
He might want to stick around another year. Just, get minutes.
Man, those offensive weapons did not perform at all.
They did not.
Plus 3 interceptions against Virginia Tech does not help.
No.
Especially when you only throw 1 touchdown.
Now, that was a conference game. That was an ACC conference game.
So I'm going to cut them a little bit of slack.
You give them a little bit of slack because they weren't playing a cream puff like Iowa State was.
Yeah, they were playing Virginia Tech Virginia Tech.
Yeah, so it's a little bit hard to play in Blacksburg, and it's an ACC game.
Enter Sandman. That entrance is always fun.
Yeah. We'll jump on to number 11. Fresno State went to number 11, Oregon, and gave them a pretty good game, too. It was 31-24.
Oregon has so much talent. But how do they underperform like that?
I don't know.
Much talent.
I don't know. Again, you're hoping it's just first game jitters. Like I said, the biggest advancements are between game 1 and game 2, so we'll see how they come in this week. Number 12, Wisconsin was another upset at home. They only scored 10 points.
Their red zone offense efficiency is
lost.
Their red zone offense was really bad.
They were. They
couldn't barely hold an exchange.
No.
Like the center and the quarterback, they just something was wrong there.
And interceptions
at the worst possible
time.
And that's what led Penn State to this defensive victory here.
Yeah, and
Big game James.
He was 0-15 before this in those big games, but now he's won.
Way to go,
Big Game James. That was definitely a step forward. Florida played FAU, Florida Atlantic. Florida didn't look that good either. They had to change quarterbacks halfway through the game too, didn't they?
Yeah, their starting quarterback threw 2 interceptions against FAU, and
out he goes.
That's problematic.
Yeah, FAU is not a powerhouse.
Especially in the state of Florida, which you're playing an in-state team.
Mm-hmm. So to give up that, but they did win. They won by 21, 35-14. So, even with those mistakes, they still pulled it out. So you got to give them that. Yep. I said we already talked about number 14. That was poor old Miami. But number 15 was USC.
Make or break year for USC,
yeah.
And they definitely performed well here, 30-7.
30-7. So they did what they were supposed to do,
which is a positive step forward.
Which is a positive step. And honestly, USC needs to be a better team. Oregon needs to be a better team. It makes college football better when the good teams are good. So
Miami, Nebraska.
I think Nebraska. Oh, Nebraska. You want to do the stinker of the week?
Well, the stinker of the week, we'll do the stinker of the week right now. We've got a couple of candidates this week.
Yeah.
Washington football, the Huskies losing to an FCS team, Montana, ranked number 20 in the country.
They were ranked 20, and they lost to Montana.
They only scored 7 points. Or we can go with the worst one, in my opinion, Vanderbilt.
Oh, Vanderbilt. They lost 23-3.
They only scored 3 points.
At home. Against
East Tennessee State. Not Tennessee.
Yeah, not Tennessee. Not even Tennessee Tech.
Not even Memphis.
Not even East Tennessee State, who just started their football program back up not too long ago, I think. So
they lost by 20 at home.
At home on your home opener against a FCS team.
They might be the worst team in football right now.
If they win a game,
it'll be a miracle.
Somebody's going to have to just flop down and roll over and give it to them, I think, yeah.
That is just a rancidly awful loss.
It was horrible and horrible and horrible. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in. We've got some cream puff games this week. We got some few good ones, but we got some cream puff games. Week 2, Alabama is going to play Mercer, and mercy on Mercer.
Please, mercy.
Mercy.
It's going to be a slaughter.
There's going to be some backups in playing the whole second half of the game there, I think, yeah. Number 2, Georgia is playing a pretty good team. The UAB Blazers got them Dragons out there.
It's a personal team for me and Dad because
I've
always liked the UAB Blazers, especially Tennessee used to play them. Our team Tennessee
every
other couple of years we used to play the Dragons.
But as good as Georgia's defense is,
I don't know if the Dragons are going to get out of that castle.
No, they'll actually beat them pretty good. So. Even though it's a good matchup, I think Georgia's way too much. Yeah. So we got number 3. This is a pretty good ranked game. We got number 12 Oregon going to the Ohio State University. So that's going to be the test for Oregon. Ohio State's favored by 14.5.
That's a bit of a large. That's large,
but Ohio State looked pretty good, and Oregon struggled a little bit.
So I'm going to give the edge to the Buckeyes here.
I probably will too,
because they're at home. Their fan base is willing to attend a home game after last year.
Mm-hmm. And as I said, Oregon struggled a little bit off the bat last week. So
if Oregon wins this football game, I would be surprised. Honestly,
I would honestly be surprised if they wanted to, because.
Some issues in coaching, I think.
Yeah, going on the road like that.
Against the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah. Number 4, Oklahoma's got a pretty easy one, too. Western Carolina's going in. Western Carolina lost last week. So
if they give up 30 points to Western Carolina, then all hope is lost with the defense. Then
Oklahoma's going to have some serious problems.
Yeah.
If they are continually gives up that many points every single week,
then that's going to be problematic.
It's going to be very problematic, yeah. Number 5, Texas A&M.
Who they got?
Going to Colorado.
Ooh.
Colorado's not crappy, but they're not good.
They're middle of the pack.
Yeah,
literally middle of the stampede here.
Yeah, I think the Texas A&M beats them pretty fairly good. Maybe even
fairly
even by 20 points.
Maybe by 20. Yeah. They got Texas A&M at 17.
Yeah.
So I pick above.
I would too. I think I'd go with it. We got Clemson is at 6 now this week.
Well,
they dropped to 6. Georgia went to number 2. Clemson dropped to
number 6.
Number 6.
Which is the lowest they've been since 2017.
Oh, lowest in 4 years.
Yeah.
Their offense was a little sputtery, but again, that Georgia defense was
so suffocating.
So good. It was so. We should be able to tell this week. Clemson is playing SC State, South Carolina State. They should beat them by 30 points.
They should rebound very easily.
But
here.
If they don't rebound, that's when you know,
Clemson's in trouble.
We got some problems. But if they come back and beat them 51-10 or something, then you'll go, okay. Georgia was just a really good defense.
I've got a feeling that Georgia's going to be just a really good defense.
Me too. I think Clemson's going to come out and just be fine. They got a good coach. They got
a
good
really
players.
Easy conference to plow through. They're fine.
They may not lose another game unless it's against a Virginia Tech or somebody bounces up and gets them. They have no more hard games other than their in-conference games.
They have no hard games, so they can just plow through and win the conference rather easily.
Yeah. Number 7, we got Cincinnati taking on Murray State. Will be fairly another win. I think that'll probably be another 25 to 30 point win.
The Bearcats have been in the news recently.
Mm-hmm.
They've wanted to join the Big 12.
Ooh, yeah, that might be some news coming up. Cincy.
I think that's a move for them to possibly just get more national recognition.
Mm-hmm. And Cincinnati's always had a fairly good team.
Yeah, the Bearcats have been pretty good as a football program.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as a basketball team, they've been pretty good over the years.
Yeah, they have been.
So that'll be a valuable asset.
At number 8, we got Notre Dame taking on Toledo. I think that's another 20-point win.
The Irish should... Irish tap dance.
They should take care of them pretty easy, yeah. And then we'll jump on to number 9, which is Iowa State. They dropped from 7 to 9.
Appropriate drop.
Yeah, probably. But we have this is an early sort of rivalry game. We got Iowa taking on Iowa State.
The battle for Iowa.
The battle for Iowa.
Probably the most significant one in the rivalry's history.
Yeah, I don't know if they've both been ranked inside the top 10.
This is going to be a big
Iowa's
game.
number 9, Iowa's number 10, and Iowa State's number 9.
This is going to be a game where Big Game James wishes he was in.
Yes.
Or Bigger Game Jim.
Bigger Game Jim. Yeah. Do they when they play each other, who wins?
I don't know. Whoever wants to win the big game
big game the most, yeah. This one right here, Iowa State's favored by 4.5. Honestly, I don't know enough about them.
I want to pick Iowa. Here.
I would probably pick Iowa too. I would go with the
Iowa's
plus 4.5.
defense suffocated Indiana last week.
Yeah,
which was probably the second best defensive performance of
the week. And Iowa State sucked. They
almost
lost
to an in-state.
They only scored 16 points against them. So yeah, we might take us a little upset there with a little plus and a half. That takes care of number 9 and number 10. Number 11 is Penn State. They're taking on a little cream puff warm up here. They're favored by 22.
Big game, James. This is not a big game.
This is not a big game, no. So, yeah, but Penn State's still going to win that one.
Penn State should win that game. The Nittany Lions should
fairly
be all
easy
over them
because their defense did look fairly good last week against Wisconsin at Wisconsin.
They shut out Wisconsin in half, so that's a positive sign.
Yeah, number 12 Oregon we already covered with playing Ohio State. Number 13 Florida
playing
South Florida. That should be a blowout, I would think.
Unless their quarterback struggles again.
Unless they got to swap quarterbacks again.
Are they going to play like ring around the quarterback room or something with Florida?
They've done that quite a lot the last few years, haven't they? They've
with Felipe Franks, and then you flip him in for Trask,
and
then you flip in Trask for Emery, and then you got to flip in Emery for musical chairs.
Yeah, so they'll just keep on doing the same thing this year.
Have you ever seen a couple of Gators play musical chairs?
That's what we've got down there. We got musical chairs, Florida Gators. Number 14, we got USC taking on Stanford. Stanford lost last week pretty badly.
It's a conference game, so you never know, but I'm going to pick the Trojans.
I'll pick the Trojans.
To march their horse inside and penetrate the castle.
Yeah, and then we got a pop-up inside the top 15, Texas.
Hook 'em
at
Arkansas.
An SEC opponent.
It's actually an old rivalry that was revived and probably will come back.
Yeah, because Texas might be coming to the
SEC very soon.
So they might play each other all the time. Texas is favored by 7 at Arkansas.
Do you want to pick the Hogs or do you want to pick the Horns?
Oh, I think that line's about perfect. That's a tough one to pick. Texas should win.
Texas should.
And it'll probably be right around 7.
Should be right around 7. Should be a close game because Arkansas is not a pushover.
Arkansas is not a pushover. They've that coach has actually made some vast improvements,
especially over their last one, which Hog fans don't want to talk about.
No, the name that shall be mentioned. I'll probably take Texas just because they should beat them. They should beat them by 7.
They got Sarkisian as their head coach, who was Alabama's offensive coordinator the past 2 seasons, where they put up like 40 points a game.
Yeah, and they actually looked pretty good last week. So if they make that big step up this week, they should win by more than 7 over
back?
Arkansas.
Or is Texas telling the truth? Are the Horns back?
I don't know. We'll find out next week, won't we? But anyways, that's it. That's our top 15. We talk about the top 15 every week. So there it is.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. There's
a groovy
baby button over there somewhere.
On my head.
Other than that, we'll see you again next week for some more football.
See you next week.